But if you believe in vertical time, as I do, you believe that this creation, well, let me say it this way first, that time, if you're thinking in terms of time, how long do I have to wait for the next step? Then you're limited to thousands of years. Who knows how long to finish the creation, if it even exists. If you, as I said, we don't know anybody that was alive even 200 years ago. I don't think there's anybody alive that was around even around today that was alive 150 years ago. The only proof we have that something existed before now are artifacts and bones and decaying bodies and whatever else science will use that could be written into the program. See, it all depends. Where do you live? Where do you live? Where is your mind? Where do you live? I don't care. So you're showing me a skeleton, a giant skeleton. It was written into the program. Listen, the only reality and the only source of truth is Jesus Christ. Anything and everything else, any so-called proof, scientific proof, is really a big joke. Why is it a joke? Because anything could be written into the program. Everything is the program except Jesus Christ. And we who are thinking along these lines today have been given the privilege of His working with us to develop a mind in us that could understand His truth. Because who can understand His truth? If we were understanding His truth, we wouldn't be here. We'd be where He is. Where is He? He's living, He's existing in the law of life. We still exist in the law of sin and death. If we existed in the law of life, we wouldn't die. This world is in this world, the law that prevails here, the law of this world is the law of sin and death. It's where people sin and they die because of the sin. So if you can, you don't even have to believe it, you can understand what I'm saying and follow my thoughts. Everything that you can see with your eyes is a program. And Jesus, who was, you cannot see with your eyes, with these eyes, is the only reality. He's the only thing that's alive. He's the only thing that's real. So, vertical time says that this world that we exist in, that no one is even 150 years old is alive. I don't even know if there's anyone 125 years alive. We have no spiritual proof. We have no proof that anything existed 125 or 150 years ago. Because everything that we could see with these eyes or discover with a microscope, anything physical, can be written into the program. So the only reality is Jesus Christ. What does that mean? He's alive. Now, I didn't say Jesus is the only reality, because Jesus is the name of Jehovah. Jesus Christ, okay, Jesus Christ is Christ in me. It's the blood of Jesus Christ in me. He knows he's real. He's the only thing that's real. Christ in you. See, I'm not real. I'm a disguise. I'm a disguise that Christ in me is wearing, because no one hears him when he talks. They don't hear him when he talks from the spiritual dimension, and they don't hear him when he talks through a human mouth. But it's easier to hear it from a human mouth. Would you believe this if you were hearing what I'm saying? If you were hearing this in your head, Would you believe that? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't believe it. Now, you may not believe it when you're hearing it out of my mouth, but you can say, well, I don't know, maybe, maybe it's true. But would you believe this if you woke up one day and all of these thoughts were in your head? You'd go looking for a psychiatrist, probably. He's the only reality. We don't know what this world looked like 125 years ago. The truth is, we don't know what it looked like yesterday because it's created from second to second. So vertical time acknowledges the supremacy, how am I going to say this? The supremacy of the spiritual dimension of the creation, which is the very substance of the eternal God itself, that is called Jehovah within the empty space.